Welcome back to my studio. I thought that I would share with you an altered book that I turned into a junk journal. So it's an altered book junk journal. And this project was inspired by a class that I took with Lali Mille. She's a French artist. I will link her website and her information in the description. And I just thought we'd do a flip through so that you could see what I've been doing inside of this book. And it's not completely finished, but I should tell you, I bought an old book, and you can kind of see where there was some embossing. I painted the whole book. I covered the spine with fabric, and I used some more of this fabric and some brads. This is a piece of tulle that I just put over there, 2 layers. I don't have anything on the back, and I use this as a tie, some of the same fabric. And then inside here, I did some watercolor painting, and I added some book pages, and I tried to stick with a color scheme. This is a box of soap that I got years ago. And I made a little card to tuck in my soap box. And these are some little Tim Holtz people. And this is a birthday card that I received, and it was just so pretty that I had to stick it in there. And I left the whole back of the card because I loved this saying. It was just perfect. It was so inspiring. This was a die cut. My husband loves the die cut machine. He will make dies all day long. And I loved this bunny. So I just used this die and a bunny and a picture of a bird here. This little sticker is from one of the Tim Holtz sayings books that you can get at the craft stores. And this little card I have in this book 3 or 4 of them. When I ordered a magazine, they sent them to me for free, and I couldn't get rid of them. So they're all with flowers. Here's a little window that I put in here, and I had left the window open, but then what you saw on the back, it didn't work. So I came back in and I put a lovely villa behind the window. And my inspiration for this book is flowers. And so basically I just collect pictures from magazines and cards and anything with flowers. And these flowers were on top of this desk, and I loved this desk. So I had to stick them in here. And the grapes were cool, and the color was amazing. And so, it is flowers, but it's flowers and I get to decide because it's mine. The Earth Laughs in Flowers from Emerson. I love that. Here's a picture from a magazine. I was going to use part of it. I couldn't decide which part, and I just used all of it. I did some stamping on the back page. This has to become something different. I just don't know what it is. I don't really like this. I'm not sure. I think I need to put another piece of ribbon here to make it look like one of those prize ribbons you get at the fair or something. So this is a printable that I got from the Graphics Fairy. We can link the Graphics Fairy in the description. This was a greeting card. And I love this. Remember that every day is the best day of the year. I mean, I am the eternal optimist. And as a matter of fact, in the office where I work, my corner of the building, I'm going to say it's mine and I don't own it, but the corner of the building that I share with my coworkers, we call it Happy Town because there is always joy in our corner. Always. So I love this. It's a little nest, and the other half of the nest you'll see in a little bit because I bound it in. But I love this saying also, in the thin light of winter woods, we find the promise of next summer. And there's a nest here, and my husband and I live on property that's heavily wooded. And one of the things that we really love to do, well, I should say I love to do it, and he loves to see the joy in my face, is to find abandoned bird nests. They make me so happy, and I take pictures of them. This made it because look at these beautiful roses. And then I love that there are these just little yellow, this is called Helios. It grows like on the side of the road in the Midwest. And it's kind of like, a lot of people think it's a weed. And I just love that it was in here with these beautiful English roses. And there's flowers on this old wallpaper. The whole thing, it was just perfect. This is a printable from Lali Mille. She's that artist that I mentioned, and I put this in here because this was some inspiration for me. Here's the other half of that nest. And this has flowers. I went on a retreat, and one of my coworkers, we shared a room, and we made a plan to do art every night. So we would go to the retreat, and then we would come home and we would make art until the wee hours of the morning. And one night we made paper dolls, and we brought the paper dolls for everybody and set them around at the place where we were having the retreat. So here's some embossed paper. I kind of rubbed over it with a stamp pad and did some different things there. I don't know. Again, this beautiful rose. This was an advertisement from a magazine. So I save things like that, and then I just sit and fussy cut. So here's a garden. I wanted a garden scene, but this is one picture, and this is another picture, and this is another picture. And I share that with you because if you want flowers, but you're concerned about drawing flowers or painting flowers or stamping or whatever it is, I literally made my own garden. And I cut this out, but the edge of the page comes right along here. And I cut this out. I mean, you can kind of see a line here, but if you cut along the edges of some things and you place them all in there and the colors kind of meld, it looks like a whole page. And I just made it up. So here are some hollyhocks. This is watercolor and paint pen and I don't even know what, a little of everything. This is a saying from Henry Matisse. There are always flowers for those who want to see them. And this I haven't put here. I think I'm going to make a tuck spot here. This was a thank you note that I got from someone at work just a few days ago. And it's so beautiful and the colors are perfect. And I'm going to do some journaling and make a tuck spot right here. So, you know, it's a work in progress. So this is a page where I just was playing around, and this flower was kind of a peony that I cut out of a magazine, and then I decided I was going to paint some other things that sort of looked like it. And I put a little bit of paint over the peony, so it looks like I painted it, but I didn't. I mean, I did, but I didn't. I was using the peony that was there and enhancing the colors to match the ones that I did. And then I dropped some alcohol ink, and the white dots are just a Posca pen, and I outlined it. And then I cut some leaf shapes out of magazine pieces, and I used acrylic inks. That's what all this green is. It's sap green, and I use those acrylic inks throughout, and then I just outlined it. And, you know, there's leaves all over the place that don't even go with whatever these flowers are, but it makes me happy. So it's there. And here, this is another part of one of those cards that I got. And this one, this kind of doesn't fit in here, but it makes me happy. I bought a little stamp set, and I had these, this was a stencil, and I picked up this piece of paper and I tried out all my little stamps, and then I drew some little flowers, and we'll see. If I decide that I don't like it, I'll put something over it. But for right now, I mean, who doesn't want a little bunny and a hedgehog in their journal, right? This is a stamp. I put this on with StazOn because it's, you know, archival permanent ink. And then I just colored this with my Pitt artist pens, with these brush pens. We can link those in the description. I love them because they're very subtle. So this is the other part of my card that was all the way back here from my mother-in-law. She sends me the most beautiful cards. Here's the back of the card. The company that made it was here, and I just put this piece of paper over here and a butterfly. So this is a page that I tore out of Daphne's diary. I was gonna fussy cut flowers or do something, and I thought, you know what? I love it. And it's opposite this page, and flowers and flowers. This was another page kind of inspired by Daphne's diary. So I cut this saying from Daphne's diary: palettes, paintbrushes, paint everything within reach. And the reason that I did this, these are the colors that I used in my watercolors that are, you know, on the front. And I don't think I glued the one on the back yet. Nope, I didn't. And so these are my colors, and I loved these little drawings, and I do love to draw and paint flowers. So even though my book is about flowers, it's also about painting flowers. This is a piece that I did that was inspired by a workshop that I took with Lolly Meal. Again, she'll be linked down there. But, you know, this, again, is a rose or a peony or a something. So these two I cut out of a magazine, and then I painted over them. This also, there was a flower here, and I tucked some foliage in from a napkin. So, you know, you don't have to be able to paint flowers. This was a flower, and I painted over it. I can see the edge right there. So, you know, this is something I'm working on. I started some flowers. Here's another one of these cards. I think we're at the point where I'm at the end here. I have some inspiration. This is an Emily Dickinson poem. I am an English teacher, and Emily Dickinson is amazing, and this is called Mayflower, so it needs to be in a flower book. This is a full page from a David Austin Rose catalog. So if you love flowers and you want inspiration, I think I can put the link for the David Austin website in the description. You can order a catalog and then it comes in the mail and you have pages and pages of beautiful flowers. I mean, it's just unbelievable. When I get mine every year now, I squeal because it's incredible. This is from that David Austin. And this is actually, it's really small here and you can't see it, but this is Roald Dahl's Private Garden. You know, he's the guy that wrote James and the Giant Peach, and he wrote the BFG. And if you have a son or a grandson who's like just starting second or third grade and starting to read, these are the books that I read to my son every night before bed. So you got to get all the Roald Dahl books. There's always a set. I can link the set that I like. You can get it on Amazon and you can have it in a day because it's amazing. Here's another one of these. Edit your life frequently and ruthlessly. It's your masterpiece after all. Some good advice there. And here, these are alliums. And then I have another piece, another watercolor piece, but I think that it's all big roses, kind of like this one, that I'm going to put in the back. But that is my journal, and you can see here the tie, and I didn't even center it, and nobody knows. Well, you know now because I told you. But I glued this down, and then I'm going to put that end piece over this, and you won't even see where the tie connects. And then when you want to close it, you just shut it. And there it is. This book brings me so much joy. If you are a flower lover, comment and tell me, what is your favorite flower? And do you collect pictures of flowers from cards and magazines? And I've dug pictures of flowers out of the trash. Not icky trash, but, you know, like the recycling bin, let's say. So tell me if you enjoy flowers, and if you enjoyed this, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Thank you.